sky looks ever so deep when you look up at the moonlight. Everything was dead quiet. It looked late. It smelled late. Well, it was just me, the moon, the drift logs. When I got to Jackson's Island, I was tired. Sort of lonesome. There ain't no better way to put away time when you're lonesome than sleep. That's why I slept. For the better part of 3 days. Ugh. I was woke by this deep boom. Through my spyglass, I seen there was a steamboat crossing the river. It was firing off cannons to make my body rise to the top. Floating off loaves of bread filled with quicksilver. That's what's supposed to go straight to the drowning carcass and stop. Then I know my plan worked. They thought I was dead. Why, there's Pam, Judge Thatcher, Witta, Watson, Ben Rogers, Joe Harper, and Tom Sawyer. The look on their faces. Huckleberry! Oh, Huckleberry! And then they was gone. I was sort of lonesome again. So I decided I'd explore the island. Here's a place where I was the boss of it. And it all belonged to me, so to say. And I could be anybody I wanted, except myself. Oh, I huckleberry me, somewhere sitting underneath some tree somewhere, maybe fishing, or maybe someplace sitting just wishing I was fishing. Oh, I huckleberry me, do hereby declare myself to be nothing ever other than exactly what I am. And I'll never change for no one, no matter what they say. If I want to smoke in church, I'll smoke. If I want to pray, I'll pray. Oh, I huckleberry me, do hereby declare myself to be nothing ever other than exactly what I am. And I'll never change for no one, no matter what they say. If I want to go to school, I'll go. If I want to stay away, I'll stay away. Huckleberry me, do hereby declare myself to be nothing ever other than exactly what I am. Nothing ever other than exactly what I am. Hello, Jim.
Get back to the river where you belong. And don't do nothing to old Jim, who was always your friend.
Jim, I'm not dead. I'm alive. And ever so glad to see you.
You ain't a ghost, is you?
Touch me. It's odd enough. You see, Pap got the delirium tremens. Tried to stab me with his bottle knife. So I faked the whole thing. I talked along. Jim just stood there. Finally, he says,
You see those birds flying low? Oh, that means rain. Let's go back to my camp.
so I followed you to a lean-to we had over on the Illinois side. Whoa, you got a great place here, Jim. Ha, that's the biggest catfish I ever seen pulled out of Mississippi.
Found them on my trout line this morning. Was just about to clean them up.
I ain't never seen a bigger one. Say, what's all this, Jim?
Trash to come floating down the high water.
Well, here's a calico gown. And some cigars. Must be a flood somewhere upriver. There's a raft, Jim.
That came floating down too.
Ha. Jim, what are you doing here?
You wouldn't tell on me if I was to tell you.
Blamed if I would, Jim.
Huck, I'll run off.
Jim!
You said you wouldn't tell.
And I won't. Honest, Injun. You know, people call me a dirty abolitionist. Despise me for it. Hey, it ain't no matter. I ain't gonna go to tell. I ain't going back there anyway. So let's hear about it.
Well, Miss Watson said, well, she won't sell me. But lately, I noticed there's this slave trade around these parts considerable. The night you was killed, well, I crept to the door. And I heard her tell the widow Douglas, well, she gonna sell me down in New Orleans. She don't want to, but say she can make $800 off of me. It's such a big stack of money, well, she can't refuse. I ain't here to rest. I light out. Big fish like this eats all sorts of trash in his years.
I'll say, here's a spool.
And a horseshoe.
What's this?
Must have been in there a powerful long time to coat over soap.
I think it's gold.
What sorts of writings on it?
Let's see. Spanish, I think. Well, this is a Spanish doubloon, Jim. We found pirate's gold.
Big fish like this go on the bottom. Getting older and older and bigger. Eat the little ones. Here before people, maybe. Before there was nothing but this big river. I'm going down that river, Huck, to Cairo, where the Mississippi joins the Ohio. Then I'm going to take the Ohio north to the free states. I'm going to go down on that raft, and I'm going to go get my freedom.
I'm going with you, Jim.
Well, you get in a powerful lot of trouble for helping old Jim. And you might find yourself hanging from a cottonwood tree.
Nah, you can't do it yourself, Jim.
Yeah?
If I go along with you, tell people you belong to me. Then they won't give you no bother.
You do that for old Jim? Oh, then Huck, you is a friend.
Say, storm's clearing. Jim, you provision the raft. I'm just gonna go to the Missouri shore.
Well, what you want to do that for? Well, it sounds dangerous.
Just to see what's going on, of course.
Here's a notion. Couldn't you, put this on and go as a girl?
That's a blind good notion, Jim. This way nobody'll know it's me.
Now, you better hope nobody sees you. And you gotta go back dark. And be careful.
Stop worrying, Jim.
This ain't the time to go play the fool. Jim won't rest till you come back now. He depending on you.
I know that I shouldn't have gone. I was dying to see what people saying about me now that I was dead. They got over to the shore, seen there was just a little white in the window of a shanty. Peeping through, see there was just a woman sitting there. So I decided I'd knock on the door. Wouldn't forget I was a girl.
Well, who might you be? Sarah Williams? Land sakes, what you doing out so late, child?
Looking for my uncle, Abner Williams. I'm not from these parts. Do you know him?
Well, no, but come on in and rest a spell.
Thank you, ma'am.
My husband, he'll be home in half an hour. I'll help you find this Abner Williams feller.
Oh.
Don't you want to take off your bonnet?
No, ma'am. Guess you've heard about the murder of the boy. Huck Finn?
Did I have?
Who'd you think done it?
Well, at first some said his father. Thread this needle for me. What'd you say your name was, honey?
Mary Williams?
I thought you said it was Sarah when you first come in.
Yes, ma'am. I did. Sarah Mary Williams. That's the way of it. So people think his father done it?
Come on now. What's your real name? Is it Bill or Tom or Bob?
Don't poke fun of the poor girl like me, ma'am.
I know your secret. You're a runaway apprentice, aren't you?
Well...
See? Parents are dead. Law bonded me to this mean old farmer out in the country.
Well, try to remember it, George. Don't go tell me it's Alexander. Bless you, child. Your secret's safe with me. I won't tell on you. Just be glad you're not that runaway nigger Jim, the one folks are saying murdered Huck Finn.
Jim?
So they think, and we'll soon find out. This morning, I seen smoke over yonder what they call Jackson's Island, where nobody ever goes. And I says to myself, like as not, that slave's hiding over there. There's a big reward. My husband and another man, they went to get a gun and borrow a boat. They'll be going over there at midnight.
You know, I got to be going myself, ma'am. Folks over in Goshen will take care of me.
Well, go then. He ain't any sort of girl, but I reckon you'll fool men. Only when you thread a needle, hold the needle still and poke the thread at it. That's the way a girl does it. And don't forget your name. Sarah Mary Williams George Alexander Peters.
I got back in a hurry. I shoved off. Got back. Jim was laid down asleep. Get over and hump yourself, Jim. We ain't got a minute to lose. They're after us.
Well, I don't have all the provisions aboard yet.
I forget that. Just shove her on all lanes that pull, Jim.
Look out for me, oh muddy water. Your mysteries are deep and wide. And I got a need for going someplace. And I got a need to climb up on your back and ride. You can look for me when you see me coming. I may be running, I don't know. I may be tired and running fever, but I'll be headed south to the mouth of the Ohio. So look out for me, oh my water, your mysteries are very wide. And I got a need for going someplace, and I got a need to climb up on your back and ride. I've been down to the pain and sorrow of no tomorrow come here, but I put my pole to the river bottom, and I gotta hide someplace to find myself again. So look out for me, oh my water, your mysteries are deep and wide, and I got a need for going someplace, and I got a need to climb up on your back and ride. Look out for me,
Look out for me.
oh my water, your mysteries are deep and wide, and I got a need
I got a need
for going someplace,
going someplace.
and I got a need to climb up on your back and ride. Look out for me, oh my water, your mysteries are deep and wide, and I got a need for going someplace, and I got a need to climb up on your back and ride.
Travel by night. Say 8 nights should fetch us down to Cairo. Mississippi joins the Ohio. A little selfish raft, maybe. And get tickets to a steamboat north to the Free States. Think we're gonna make it?
Give me your left hand.
Why, you know all the signs, Jim?
I know just about everyone there is.
What do you see?
Well, considerable trouble and considerable joy.
That ain't much help, Jim. Huh. We're gonna make it, Jim. I know it. You know why? We got luck.
Yeah? As long as we don't do nothing foolish.
Me like looking at the new moon over your left shoulder.
That, or touching the snake skin with your bare hands.
Ah, no, looking at the new moon is the worst. You know old Hank Buckner?
Mm-hmm.
He done it. He bragged about it. Now 2 years later, climbed to the top of a water tower, got drunk, and spread himself out. So he was just kind of a layer. That's what they say. Had to put him in between 2 doors for a coffin.
Look yonder.
The river was still in flood. All sorts of things come flowing down it. There's a house, Jim, all tilted over like. And a steamboat. They killed itself on a rock.
And a dead body.
What?
Looked like he drowned. Must have been in there for a few hours.
Jim, I ain't never seen a dead body before.
Don't look at his face. It's too ghastly.
What's wrong with you,
Let him go
Jim?
on
What's
back
wrong
away.
with you? Jim, why wouldn't you let me look at it?
You want him to come back in the homeless? A dead man who's not buried is just as likely to come back at home than one who's planted and comfortable.
Well, that sounded pretty reasonable. But I decided I wouldn't say no more.
Here's daylight.
When daylight came, we tied the raft back off this little cove. We'd sleep. Later, I told Jim stories about the kings of the world.
I'd never known there were so many kings. Only ones I ever heard of was King Solomon. Let's count the kings on the back of deck of cards. There ain't no kings in America, is there, huh?
Well, some say King Louis XIV of France had a son called the Dolphin. Came here to America after his paw got his head chopped off.
But if he was here, would he be lonely? What would he do? He wouldn't be able to get no situations.
Well, I mean, he could join the police force, maybe. No? Or, teach people how to speak French.
Why don't the French people speak the way we do?
Because you couldn't understand a word of it, Jim. Alright, suppose someone were to come up to you and say, Parlez-vous French? What would you think?
I wouldn't think nothing. I'd take something and bust him in the head. But that's if he wasn't white.
Jim, he's not calling you anything. All he's saying is, do you know how to speak French?
Well, why didn't he just say it?
He did say it, Jim. That's the French way of saying it.
That's a blam ridiculous way of saying it. You know what? I don't want to hear no more about it.
I give up, Jim. It's possible to learn you anything.
How much do a king get, huh?
Well, I mean, he could get $1,000 a day.
Ain't that gay? What he got to do to get it?
None.
Nothing?
None.
You mean to tell me they just lay around like we're doing?
Except, if things get dull, he fusses with his parliament. If they don't go exactly the way he wants, chops their heads right off.
Well, I guess we just as well off as kings.
Except that we ain't rich.
Well, I got more money than I ever had. I owns myself, and they say I'm worth $800. Come on, let's fix something to eat.
Now we'd have to catch a catfish. Or some cornbread. Sometimes, I lifted a chicken from a farmer. Because Pap always says, lift a chicken when you get the chance. Because if you don't want it, you can always find someone who does. Good deed ain't never forgotten. You know, come to think of it, I ain't never seen Pap when he didn't want the chicken himself. That's what he used to say anyway.
Hey, light that lantern, huh? We don't want to get run down.
Say, Jim, you know, sometimes I catch myself thinking about that dead body.
Just forget about it, Huck. It'll bring bad luck.
But I couldn't help but studying over who it was, Jim.
Look yonder.
The fifth night we floated past St. Louis.
Lord, what a wonderful spread of lights.
Oh, you know, they say there's 20 or 30,000 people live in St. Louis. I don't believe it till now.
Lord, it looked like a whole world lit up.
Listen, it's dead quiet. Everyone must be asleep.
3 more nights should fetch us to Cairo.
What's that?
Those are slaves who ran off. Well, like me. Except they got caught. Now they crossing back.
How you know, Jim?
Cause I hears it in their singing.
freedom.
Well, I'm gonna work real hard and never spend a cent till I save enough to go buy my wife.
I never knew you'd had a wife, Jim.
Mm-hmm. She belonged to a farmer down in St. Petersburg. Then we both go work and save enough to buy our 2 children.
So take a heap of money for that, Jim.
Well, if they master don't want to sell them, well, I hire abolitionists to steal them.
Then I got to thinking. Conscience got to bother me. This thinks Jim is gonna get his freedom. Then he's gonna hire someone to steal the farmer's property. And who's to blame for it? Me.
Pretty soon, I see the lights of K-Roll, and I say, Huck done it. Jim's a free man, and it's all on account of Huck.
See, Jim, them stars is going out.
Oh, Lord, we're going into a fog. Oh, we gonna miss K-Roll.
I'll go forward and make some noise. We'll get run down if we're not careful. Yo there, yo!
Look sharp, huh? If we miss K-Roll, it's all over for Jim. And we'll just keep floating deeper and deeper in the slave country.
My conscience got to bother me again. Hotter than ever. I says to it, let up on me. Let up on me. Go to show up first light and tell. Yo there, yo!
Can you see anything?
Who's that yonder?
Jim, you're hot. They got guns.
What's your name, boy?
Sid Jackson, sir.
Any man on this raft, boy?
One, sir.
5 niggers run off tonight up yonder above the bend. Is your man black or white?
He's... what?
Well, I reckon we'll come on board and see for ourselves.
Oh, I wish you would, sir. You see, it's my pa. He's really sick. I've had a lot of trouble with people just leaving us. I can't get this raft ashore by myself.
That's infernal mean.
It's odd, too. Say, boy, what's the matter with your paw?
Well, it's just a smallpox. Well, it ain't nothing much.
Boy, that's a lie.
Please don't leave us.
Keep away, boy. Confounded your pa's got the smallpox you know precious well. Why'd you say so?
Because I know you're just gonna leave like the others.
Here's a $20 gold piece. Feel mighty mean to leave you, but my kingdom, it won't do to fool with smallpox.
It's $20 for me, too. Goodbye, Sid. You see any runaway niggers, you nab them. Get yourself some help to nab them. It could be some money for you.
Bye, sir. I won't let no runaway niggas buy me if I can help it. Well, I know what I done wrong. Then I got to thinking again. Suppose I had done the right thing and given Jim up. Do I feel any better than I do now? No, I said to myself, I'd feel worse. So what's the point in doing right if it's just as troublesome to do right as it is to do wrong? The wages is just the same. Jim, you can get out now. They're gone.
Oh, Huck. Oh, that was the smartest dodge.
We both made $20 apiece. That's Dex passage on a steamboat.
Oh, yeah. Jim ain't never gonna forget this. You may be my only friend, but you the best friend Jim ever had.
Say, we should see Carol by morning. I'm bound to say, I'm gonna miss this raft.
Ain't nothing like home on the raft after all, is there?
Ain't nothing like it. Absolutely ain't nothing like living out here. The rafts, floating down the river, in the rain, being free, satisfied, and comfortable. River in the rain. Sometimes at night you look like a long white train, winding your way away somewhere. If you're on the run, winding someplace just trying to find the sun. Whether the sunshine, whether the rain, river, I love you, it's the same.
But sometime in a time of trouble, when you ride a hand in your muddy bubble, roll across my floor. Can we to think I treasure? No, there ain't no way to measure why I love you more than I did the day before. River in the rain. Sometimes at night you look like a long white train, winding your way away somewhere. River, I love you, don't you care? But sometime in a time of trouble, when you ride a hand in your muddy bubble, roll across my floor. Can't wait to think I treasure. Hell, there ain't no way to measure why I love you more than I did the day before. River in the rain. Sometimes at night you look like a long white train, winding your way away from me.
River I've never seen the sea. Stars sure is beautiful, ain't they?
Mm-hmm.
Do a lot of those happen? Or there's made?
I lie. Well, they was made.
I'd allow it just happened. What, it took too long to make something? You know, guess the moon could have laid them. I haven't seen a frog lay just as many. These cigars sure is prime, ain't they?
Yeah, they sure is.
You know, I really am gonna miss this rap, Jim. Get down, Jim.
Hey, look, there's a raft!
Ahoy there! Can you take us on board?
Oh, we ain't got room.
Oh, you gotta help us. We're in danger for our lives. I mean, those dogs are following us.
What have you done?
Nothing, I'm telling you.
It's all a misunderstanding.
We ain't got time to explain. Oh, hurry up, man.
All right, come aboard.
Oh, good, thank you.
Jim.
Oh, quick, get out, get out.
All right.
We gave him the slip.
I guess so.
You guys are all right now. We're miles downstream by daylight. Say, I was wondering if you guys could tell us how long till Cairo?
Cairo. You're already in Kentucky, boy.
What?
Oh, it's all up with Cairo.
We must have missed Cairo in the fog.
Does that slave belong to you?
Of course he does. Gosh.
You mighty young to own him. You sure he's not a runaway?
Ha! What a runaway nigga. Run south? Come on.
No, I wouldn't.
You know, I've had a lot of people, lots of trouble with people not believing Jim's mind and giving me problems for it. You see, my pa got killed when this raft got hit by a steamboat. People are always trying to give me trouble about Jim.
Well, do you mind if we just travel with you guys for a few days?
I'll allow that to be all right.
We'd be much obliged.
You guys can sleep here on the planks. When daylight comes, we're gonna stop and we'll have some breakfast.
And I expected to sleep on these planks. I could catch the death of my pneumonia.
Your piece of jail we just busted out of. Hey, what's your usual line of business anyway?
Theater actor, tragedy, you know. And I also sell an article that takes the tartar off the teeth.
Really?
And it does too, and generally the enamel along with it.
Yeah, that sounds
And
good.
how about you?
Preaching's my specialty.
Oh,
I don't consider out in the doctoring way too, laying on hands with cancer, paralysis, such like. I do almost anything so long as it ain't work. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Why don't we go together for a few days?
Well, I'm not indisposed.
Good. Take it easy there. Yeah, thank you. Woo.
You know, I didn't rightly know what we was gonna do down until we missed the Ohio. This raft wouldn't go upstream, of course. But these last couple of days have been floating by so smooth, they was almost dull. Huh. Raft was uncommon lively with the two of them along. So there's no reason it couldn't come with us.
Out, damn spot. For life is but a tale told by an idiot. 'Tis an unweeded garden grown to seed. Throw physic to the dogs, I'll have none of it. Friends, the Romans, countrymen.
Is that chicken ready yet?
Almost.
I don't see why we gotta give him any of this chicken.
You got to, Jim. I'd expect someone to do just the same if we was in trouble. We can eat now.
Ain't you gonna join us?
Oh, alas,
What are you laughing about?
to think that I have lived such a life, to be leading such a life, to be downgraded down to such company.
Ain't the company good enough for you?
Oh, the company's just fine, as well as I deserve, for who fetched me so low when I was high? Myself. One thing I know, there's a grave for me somewhere out there, and someday I'll lie down in it and forget all, and my poor broken heart will be at rest.
What are you heaving your busted heart out as for? We ain't done nothing.
Oh, I'm not blaming you, gentlemen. I let myself down.
Brought yourself down for what?
You would not believe me. The world never believes the secret of my birth, but
What?
let it pass. 'Tis no matter.
All right, well, let it pass.
No. I want to hear.
I don't want it.
What's the secret of your birth?
Well, by rights, I am a duke.
Oh, you can't mean it.
A duke?
Yes. My grandfather,
What?
the eldest son of the Duke of Bridgewater, fled to this country to breathe the pure air of freedom before he died. He left 2 sons. The elder robbed the younger of his title. I am his descendant, the rightful Duke of Bridgewater. And here I stand, ragged and heartbroken, and reduced to the companionship of felons on a rock.
I like that, Jim. Got a real duke right here on this raft.
It's wonderful. It's mighty wonderful.
What's wrong? You're... What can we call you?
Well, you might call me your grace, or my lord, or your lordship, but I wouldn't mind if you just called me plain Bridgewater.
Sure, we can do that.
And one of you ought to wait on me at dinner.
We'll do any little thing you won't want.
Well, your lordship should have some of this chicken, And it's the best potion.
Thank you. It gives me great comfort to see that you acknowledge me.
Bilgewater.
Bridgewater.
You know what? You ain't the only one who's been brought down wrongfully from on high or had a secret of his birth. Shh. Can I trust you guys?
The bitter dead.
All right, Bilgewater. I am the late dolphin. Yep.
The dolphin, huh?
Yep.
Just like you told me.
Yep.
You?
Yes, friends, you see standing before you the poor disappeared dolphin, Louis XVII, son of Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette.
You?
Yep.
The dolphin? Why?
Yes.
The dolphin would be a mere youngster. You look at least 600 to 700 years old.
Trouble has brought it, Bilgewater. Trouble has brought these gray hairs and premature bald too. Yes, gentlemen, you see stand before you with sadness and misery.